So we were trying to get Ask Stork, and Ask did not work. So actually, Smart Summon is actually kind of dumbass summon, because every time I try it, it just says summons is disabled. So I don't know if it's something specific to the 2023 Model X that they're not releasing it, but whoa! Open the door. Avoid the shopping cart, because that left a mark yesterday, and that was not fun. Pushing a shopping cart past this and have it throw the door open directly into the shopping cart. But take your leash off. Oh, we forgot to do our returns. All right. What do you think, bud? Go and do a quick return. And quack. No quack. Oh, there is the quack. Jethro, hey, come here, bud. Let's get your collar on. Now we will do a return because there's nobody here. Hello. I just had a couple of things to return. Jethro, you got to stay back here, bud.
Beautiful little dog. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. How's your evening going?
Pretty good.
He's very interested. No. I got a couple of those toys, the Star Wars toys, and he walked by him and put his head inside
the whole thing.
the display and just like grabbed one right out of it. And like, okay, guess we're buying that.
So this one had one of them on there. You have your card to use?
The card is actually at my house.
It is.
It's probably the.
Is it a Lowe's card?
Yeah, it is a Lowe's card.
Let's try the phone number.
248.
Is your Lowe's card?
Yes, there's a Lowe's card.
First name on the Lowe's card?
That work?
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Nice that you're able to look that up.
Yeah. Well, since they stopped stuff credit, they've made us a whole bunch of different ways to be able to look everything off. I wish I had some snacks here for you.
Oh, he's got plenty of snacks at home.
Well, you have a
All set?
night.
Thank you. You too. Have a good one. Jethro, we gotta go back and get your toys. Remember, they're in the car. Your new Wookiees. Yeah. Shopping cart. And we will untangle you. And we're off. And that time, it pops the door open just a teeny tiny little bit. Instead of the kick it open like you're gonna knock somebody off the side of the cliff scenario, which I talked about on one of the other videos. Yeah, to be able to optimize that would be, or to have some tunable settings would be awesome for that. You can go. It's okay. We're going back home. You go in the car? Drive home. Tap to accelerate, reverse. Press to reverse. Reverse. Drive. Activate full self-drive. And let's see how it gets us out of the parking lot and if it can get us back home without any interventions. Oh. You're perplexed about this folded over stop sign, as you should be. But you're stopping. Okay, I would go after this car. And she goes. So far, we are driving back with a updated smartass possum with 0 interventions, pulling onto the neighborhood street, oncoming traffic. Did that beautifully. And let's see what happens when it gets to the destination, if it freaks out like it always does. Went nice and slow with that oncoming traffic. And it says autopilot navigation complete. Press accelerator to continue. And then if you don't press the accelerator, then it's gonna start driving around in circles now. And it's putting the wrong turn signal on when it knows it needs to go that way. That's a fuck up. But it actually corrected itself, so it's learning from its fuck ups, at least. I think the car might be smarter than Elon is, because Elon is not learning from his fuck ups and still hanging out with Retrumplican assholes. But political bias aside, did a pretty incredible thing with self-driving and electric vehicles, so I'll give him respect for that. Okay, so now we're gonna pull into the actual place. No, you're not gonna pull into it. You're sure acting like you are. Such as the outside world. You're pulling in. Okay, I'm taking over because there's traffic coming. All right, so one intervention to get home, and that intervention was to park the car in the garage without it driving you around in circles for the rest of the night, which we did that on a previous video, and we're not going to waste time doing that again today, because we got some 3D printers and some projects that we need to get back to. So Smart Summon is dumbass. Ass is kind of a dumbass. Let's see if we can. Is there a autopilot? Maybe I need. Oh, I need to enable ass. So I'm the dumbass for not enabling ass. Buckle up for the ride of your life, except surprise, you're not in the car. Ass. Actually, Smart Summon allows your Model X to come to you or head to a spot that you choose all on its own. It's like magic, but with more tech and less wand waving. Additionally, Dumb Summon allows you to move your Tesla forward or back with simple controls directly in your mobile app, which that did not even work when I tried it earlier. To use, open your Tesla app, hit the Summon tab, and get a live feed from your Model X's cameras to guide. Enable Summon standby. Enable Smart Summon standby for quicker response times. Tick this if you want your Tesla to be on its toes, or rather on its tires, always primed for your command. You can change this setting anytime. Do you want to enable Dumb Summon and actually Smart Summon? Yes, give me some ass. Let's see if that allows it to work now. Oops. The front is drunk. Where you at, buddy? You good? Jethro. Look what I got. I got a Wookie. You gotta cut him out. Get some scissors inside. There you go. Take him. Go. You got the Wookie still? Go get him. Jethro really likes Wookiees, and every time he hears the Chewbacca cry, he will run to the TV and start barking and cheering him on. So he's had a couple Wookiee toys that he knows by name, and so I tell him to go and get the Wookiee. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Jethro, bring me the Wookiee. Bring the Wookiee to me. That is indeed a Wookiee. Good job, buddy. You saved a Wookiee. Can we bring him inside? Get R2 also. That's his friend. Go.
Oh, thank God my wife didn't hear that one. A little crazy, by the way, but especially for women that are like past 50. I'm thinking to myself, I don't think that's an issue for you. That tape just in from London, Ohio. Republican Senate candidate Bernie Moreno saying any woman over 50 doesn't have any reason to support reproductive rights. Abortion rights? Are you kidding? Because, you know, women over 50. I'm thinking to myself...
What a fucking jackass, man.
I don't think that's an issue for you. Wow.
Wow is right.
Marino in Ohio, running against Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown. Women in Ohio, even women over 50, apparently do still have the right to vote, even if he doesn't think they have a right to an opinion. Good luck, sir. Amazing.
Fucking despicable.
If you're shopping,
It's not your fault, buddy.
you could browse forever to find everything you want, or compare home values, lot sizes, or pages all at once. Searching for color. Just right. Home search will never be.
Where's Chewbacca? Did you lose him already? You know where he's at? Can you go get him? It's okay. You can get him. He's yours now.
All it takes is one.
That's the one that you picked.
I'm guilty. This cashmere, $50. And the quality of this should be illegal. I love good quality.
Oh. I'm going to take him up. See how the Wookiee does on the stair games? Hey, Jethro. Jethro. Bring me the Wookiee. Bring the Wookiee to me. Bring me the Wookiee. Jethro. Can I play with him? I'll throw him for you. No? You really like him? I'm working on the tag. Just roll him down once, and so we can finish this video and call Mom back. Alright. I think you need to train this Wookiee a little bit better on how the stair game works. He's got to go all the way down, otherwise you have to go get him. You know the rules. Go get him. You go get him. And bring him to me. Jethro, bring me the Wookiee. Bring me the Wookiee. Boom, 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 boom. You like that toy? I think you got a good find today. You went to Lowe's and you were very patient while we looked for gloves. And we searched around in circles for the gloves, and we finally found the gloves. But on our adventures, Jethro rescued a Wookie. That's your new friend? And you're throwing them down the stairs. Alright, I'm checking on this printer while he does it.
47 days from now, we're going to the
We got a new piece of the project ready. I'm building a base, like a stand for this printer that has a toolkit and some drawers and excuse me.
Yeah, I don't think that's disputable. So, unfortunately, the word anti-Semitism has been thrown around so wrongly,
What?
so often that people just lightly dismiss it. But I understand why.
What do you want? You want something from the Wookie, I know. You did a good thing by rescuing a Wookie, so I guess you get rewarded with a treat. From one Wookie to another. Have fun with that, buddy. And with that, I'm going to sign off and get some 3D printing projects done.
That would have been like a
And call Mom.
red alert of a massively anti-Semitic thing that somebody said. Nowadays, Trump says so many of these things that it's like a tsunami of outrageous, horrible, anti-Semitic, weirdo things to say. And I want to get to the weirdo stuff too in a second. That people get lost in his madness, and then, okay, so that's the anti-Semitic part. Then he turns to, like he did with Russia in the middle of the 2016 campaign, Israel, defeat her. You're asking a foreign government to defeat your political opponent in America? I mean, look, again, this would be, imagine if Barack Obama said in the middle of the 2008 campaign, Kenya, defeat John McCain. Or, hey, China, defeat John McCain. I mean, it would be a career ender. It would be a career ender for anyone else. He's a maniac. And by the way, if you're a right-wing MAGA guy, what happened to America first? Apparently it's America last. Russia, do this for me. Oh, I got favors coming up for you. Saudi Arabia, Israel, do this. And then, of course, he's got nothing but favors signed up for them. Maybe America will come in 28th. I don't know. And now the outrageous stuff. Again, we get used to him making up lie after lie after lie. If a Democrat did one of these lies, it would be the most outrageous thing a Democrat has ever said, and the whole country would stop everything and talk about, oh my God, I can't believe Kamala Harris said that. Trump says it blithely, so here we go. Kamala Harris hates Israel. Kamala Harris has given every dollar we have to Israel. Her problem is that she refuses to use our leverage to get to a ceasefire deal because Netanyahu doesn't want one. So she's following U.S. policy of we'll do whatever Israel tells us to do. To say that she hates Israel is so unhinged from reality. It's beyond this. And then, of course, he adds in the Trumpisms that Israel will cease to exist if Kamala Harris is elected. Cuckoo, totally nuts. He's nuts in every single appearance that he has. And then when you say that, like, oh, Trump derangement syndrome, just because he's a lunatic and you're pointing it out accurately, that means you're unhinged. Does it? Or does it mean I'm in the news business and I'm telling you direct quotes from him? And then he said, Chuck Schumer is Hamas. Chuck Schumer, the most prominent Jewish American politician, the most, senior leader, not only among Jewish American politicians, but he's the Senate Majority Leader. And now apparently he's called him Palestinian, which apparently is an insult.
That's what we're going to do.
Again, look at that. I mean, you had the anti-Semitism.
I'll
But
just
he
print
uses
something
saying that
different.
people are
For
Palestinians,
shits
both
and
Joe
giggles.
Biden, Chuck Schumer, as an insult. Like, he's such a bad person, he's a Palestinian. If you don't understand that that's deeply, deeply racist, there's something wrong with you. You think that racism against Palestinians, Muslims, etc., you think that's awesome. So, like, if you don't understand that that's racist, you're racist. So go ahead and cry over it, but you don't get to say that it's like, okay, I know, for right-wingers, it's impossible for them to empathize unless it's about themselves. So let's flip it. Imagine if Democrats were like, oh my God, that guy's so despicable. He's like a white guy. White people are the worst. And from time to time, somebody will say, hey, white woman or white man should say
Rails and
right
single pipe.
explodes with rage, right? And I said, that's terrible. What are you saying white when you don't even need that adjective? But in this case, he's using the ethnicity as the insult. But not
Let's
enough.
print some
So he
rails.
says Schumer is also Hamas, a terrorist organization. He is a bona fide lunatic. So, I point out all the faults of Kamala Harris 24/7, and I did with Joe Biden as well. But then when people ask me, oh, so which one? Which one? A normal establishment corporate politician versus a guy who just stepped out of a mental asylum is not a hard question. Maz.
Yeah, I agree. First of all, the idea that you were talking about this insult. They say, "Oh, you're Hamas," which, by the way, as you were saying, if anybody supports, if you say ceasefire and they say you're Hamas, so he's saying, "Oh, Kamala Harris is going to basically get rid of Israel," which, as you just said, no matter who the administration is, the alliance between America and Israel is what it is. And to your point, the hope is that America, having the ability, will do something to, stop the bombings in Gaza and bring back the hostages and all that stuff. But neither administration, this one hasn't done it, and Trump sure as hell ain't gonna do it. And what's interesting to me is that this guy is in bed with right-wing extremists. He was the one who said in Charlottesville, where they were saying Jews will not replace us, that there were fine people on both sides. So I don't understand how someone who's Jewish looks past that this guy is willing to have Holocaust deniers over for dinner at Mar-a-Lago. He's willing to endorse the guy running for governor of North Carolina, who said he's a black Nazi. I mean, he really, if anyone is someone who is offensive to Jewish people, it should be this guy. And by the way, his move of bringing the embassy to
He
Jerusalem,
can make so much
that
cool shit with
famously
these.
heightened the conflict. He was famously when he, because we
Just
know
in
his
time
ego,
for
when
Halloween.
he first got into the office, he wanted to be the one who was going to actually bring that peace between Mahmoud Abbas and Israel. And they started talking, and so there's audio of him saying he loves Mahmoud Abbas and he hates Bibi Netanyahu because Mahmoud Abbas felt like a fatherly figure to him. And then he goes behind Mahmoud Abbas's back and he moves the embassy to
You're trying to
Jerusalem.
break the dinosaurs out.
That makes it so Mahmoud Abbas goes, I can't do a deal with you now. Like, there's no way I can do it. That's when he turned to the Abraham Accords, which he keeps bragging about, which, by the way, when the October 7th attack happened, one of the architects of the October 7th attack actually, in an interview, said one of the reasons that they did the attack was because they guys were going around making allies with all these other Arab countries, but you need to be talking to us. And so, once actually some of the actual thing that happened, the reasoning for, at least according to this Hamas leader, was some of the reasoning for the October 7th attack was the Israel and the ignoring the Palestinians as part of the solution. So if anyone has actually made this a more volatile world when it comes to Israel and the Middle East, you can put a lot of that blame on Donald Trump.
To your point, Miles, right? There's this Mark Robinson story. So he, among other things, said he was a black Nazi. And that's an opportunity if Trump genuinely cared about anti-Semitism in this country and how it is allegedly proliferating. That's an opportunity for him to distance himself, revoke his endorsement. We've seen other politicians do that over even smaller things. But he didn't. His team rejected the idea that they were even pushing Mark Robinson to drop out of the race yesterday. They had that window to save face, and they didn't. They're doubling down. They do not care. And if people or affiliated organizations, other super PACs or nonprofits who purportedly care about this and think this is purely about anti-Semitism, they would condemn Trump for his association with Mark Robinson. But they're not, because that's not what this is about. And there's surely some people in attendance or some people who support Trump who do genuinely care about this, but this is ultimately about the support for an ethno-state. That's it. It is a colonial project and an ethno-state, and that is what their priority is. You can see that in how they defend all of Netanyahu's actions, no matter how heinous, the moving of the embassy, the list goes on. Just the entire project of Israel. They will defend all of it. They don't care about anti-Semitism. This is about a nationalist ethno-state project. That's what their priority is.
Yeah. And so I don't know how many times, by the way, that he's going to ask for help from a foreign government, and MAGA at some point is going to go, I wonder if America really is first.
I can see the time lapse from the other builds.
Trump, they get triggered and start crying. Oh, Russia's a hoax, dude. Everything about Russia's a hoax. Okay, but last time you saw, in 2016, do we have that video of him begging the Russians to go after Hillary Clinton? Yeah, let's watch that.
Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing. I think you will probably be rewarded mightily by our press.
Well, he asked and he received. Turns out they did have them, and they did release them, and they were rewarded by the press. And now he's saying, hey, I need help again from a foreign government because I'm going to betray my own government anyway. Hey, you remember, and this is what he bragged about. He said, you remember when I moved the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem just like Israel wanted me to? And that's because Sheldon Adelson had given him $100 million. So he's just literally selling U.S. foreign policy. And if you remember, he got impeached the first time because he told the leader of Ukraine, hey, I'll help you with U.S. foreign policy if you give me dirt on Joe Biden. This guy doesn't care about this country at all. The only thing Donald Trump cares about is Donald Trump. All right, we got to go to a break, guys. When we come back, we got a lot more news for you guys. Unfortunately, also about Israel. They've gone to a new set of fights and wars, etc. But also sprinkled in with the heavy news is a heavy dose of apparently sex news today. Today's the day for it. Just 3 stories at least in the rundown. We'll do one of them when we return.
So this is what democracy looks like. We have to be aggressive. We have to be powerful. We have to go hard. And we have to go for what is ours because they are not going to give it to us.
The system is flawed and the primary system is archaic, stupid, made up.
You think that accomplishing a leftist movement here is going to be easy. You're wrong. We have to fight.
It has begun.
The powerful do not give up their power.
No.
2020 is everything.
At Aldi, loyals don't get low prices on USDA choice beef. Everyone does.
Melissa Slotkin wants a promotion. Let's look at her record. Slotkin voted for the $1.2 trillion Inflation Reduction Act that drove inflation higher, endorsed reckless electric vehicle mandates that threaten our way of life. Washington has always come first for her.
Protein packed for strength and recovery. Orgain. It's real nutrition for real life. 8 fresh stacks. Infinite possibilities. Ritz Fresh Stacks.
DT is working hard right now to reduce outages by 30% and cut restoration times in half by 2029. Or technologies like these for a smarter, stronger. We will make your power more reliable.
Travel listing, the result of reputation.
Church, Jane Huber, Jordan Ewell, Monster Ronnie, and Michelle Cosby. Michelle, thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Jordan, what's next?
New York Magazine placed reporter Olivia Nuzzi on leave yesterday after it was revealed she had engaged in a, quote, personal relationship with former independent candidate RFK Jr. According to a New York Magazine spokesperson, recently our Washington correspondent Olivia Nuzzi acknowledged to the magazine's editors that she had engaged in a personal relationship with a former subject relevant to the 2024 campaign while she was reporting on the campaign, a violation of the magazine's standards around conflicts of interest and disclosures. Had the magazine been aware of this relationship, she would not have continued to cover the presidential campaign. An internal review of her published work has found no inaccuracies nor evidence of bias. She is currently on leave from the magazine, and the magazine is conducting a more thorough third-party review. We regret this violation of our readers' trust. Now, independent media reporter Oliver Darcy broke the news last night that the candidate was, in fact, RFK Jr., and Nuzzi opened up about the relationship to editors a few days ago. The reason why was unclear. The relationship reportedly began in December 2023 and ended in August, which means it started shortly after Nuzzi's November 2023 profile of RFK Jr., the mind-bending politics of RFK Jr.'s spoiler campaign. He's a conservative, he's a liberal, and he could turn the presidential race upside down. Now, a person familiar with the matter stated that the relationship between the two was emotional and digital in nature, but not physical, which Nuzzi confirmed in her own statement, adding that she never used her, quote, subject as a source. Earlier this year, the nature of some communication between myself and a former reporting subject turned personal. During that time, I did not directly report on the subject nor use them as a source. The relationship was never physical, but should have been disclosed to prevent the appearance of a conflict. I deeply regret not doing so immediately and apologize to those I've disappointed, especially my colleagues at New York. While she didn't report directly on Kennedy herself after that, she did speak to reporters about RFK Jr. during that time. According to Mediaite, back in March, Nuzzi spoke to Frank Bruni of the New York Times regarding the state of possible third-party threats. It's not a two-man race, it's a three-man race. A majority